All right, our next guest says Ford is sending a convincing message to the street that it's ready for the future. Colin Langan is a senior auto analyst at Wells Fargo Securities. Colin, great to speak with you. You've got a $15 price target on the stock, and the stock is now above $14. So where do you go from here? I mean, should we give it a full valuation of 15 or maybe even higher, given what it's laid out today?
Yeah, I mean, I think, our valuation is based on a little over 3 times EBITDA. It's a pretty low number, so there's definitely plenty of upside for Ford. And I think today really showed that they have a good vision for the future. It was, I think, one of the best investor days I've seen.
How do we know it can execute? I mean, it can set out goals, for instance, on battery technology, but battery technology is very difficult. And we've seen a lot of battery companies go at it and not do so well. And I'm just wondering, what makes you think Ford can actually execute on these ambitious plans?
I think it's a great question. I think it's a great question for all the companies. But I mean, if you look at the Mach-E, I think that's one of the most compelling EVs from a traditional automaker. And so I think they already have products. I actually got to see the F-150 Lightning today. It's a great looking vehicle, and it has amazing capabilities. And they're thinking about unique things in terms of being able to use to charge your home. So I think they're starting to show the evidence. They have a long road to go. But I thought the day was really interesting. And I think what also people are not focused on is the whole section that focused on the connected car. Because one of the things I worry about with traditional auto companies is that they're so focused on chasing the BEV that they're actually missing the connected opportunity. And Ford clearly showed that today. And that was really, I think, one of the most exciting parts for me.
Hey, Colin, so I have one of those Mustang Mach-E's. I like it a whole heck of a lot. But one of the issues that I have right now is a little range anxiety, man. I take that thing out and I'm getting a little low and I see a Tesla charging station and I just want to stop there. What did Ford talk about building out that network? Because that's going to be a really important part of this. If they're going to have 40% of their cars being made by the end of the decade EV, they're going to really need to invest in that area.
Yeah, I mean, I think that is one of the concerns and some of the feedback that Ford has been getting. They have a plan to roll out more EV charging. I think they're using more of the public networks. And quite frankly, I think most people suspect that the new infrastructure bill will include some money to support that expansion. So, I think there's more to come on that.
And when you're looking at these various vehicles, and obviously the Lightning, I think, is the feature vehicle that we're talking about primarily, how does that match up against Tesla? When we're talking about, trucks and all the rest of it, in your opinion, how do they match up against one another? Are they competitors really, or what is your opinion?
I mean, I think something like the Lightning, I think it appeals much more to a commercial customer, which is Ford's bread and butter. So I don't think they're a little bit more like apples and oranges, in my opinion. But the Mach-E, I think clearly could take some share from vehicles like the Model 3. It's just not like there's no overlap. I mean, Tesla is leading if you look at some of the stats and sort of EV powertrain technology today. But the reality is the stats of the Mach-E, which is Ford's sort of first entry in a sort of full dedicated platform, is actually quite impressive. It's far better than most traditional automakers and pretty close to the heels of Tesla, which is a great sign.
Colin, thanks for your thoughts. We appreciate it.
Thanks.
Colin Langan. Dan Nathan, what do you think of Ford?
Listen, I think this whole panel, I think our whole Fast Money panel has been on this story for a while. Yeah. And I know that Tim and Karen have owned this stock. Listen, I think it's going to break out. You talked about that $14 level. I think that you put a little of that Tesla pixie dust valuation on this growing part of their business, and you have a higher stock. I mean, and Colin just said it about his own estimates there too. So to me, I think you buy it on pullbacks. The stock was just 12 a few weeks ago, and I think probably in that last month we were all like recommending it as a final trade. So here it is about 14, big technical level, breaking out here, multi-year highs. I think you continue to buy it on pullbacks.
Who's the biggest loser off of Ford's success, Tim, stock-wise?
Stock-wise. Look, I think money's been allocated from GM to Ford just because I think GM was out in front on this one. I think it's I think it's Tesla. But I think the folks that own Tesla that have been uninterested in paying attention to fundamentals are still holding on to that dynamic. I think the real competitive landscape that was still far out in the future is here and now. So it's again, look at those market caps. Look at the analyst community that actually are focused on the EV side of the auto business, and I'll just leave it at that. And I think Tesla has a lot to lose here, if nothing else. It's very clear. He said 3 times EBITDA. 3 times EBITDA. I mean it's not even close in terms of the valuation. And again, the most popular car in North America is the F-150.
Yep.
And you're starting with that.
That's your base. Yeah, that's amazing.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.